you're gonna have a first-rate home entertainment center, you gotta have a DVD.
Hello and welcome back to the program. Today we're going to go over all of my 3D Blu-rays, and I'll tell you, I have a ton of them. I'm surprised. I actually went through the cabinets back here and pulled them out, and I couldn't believe how many I had. There's way more than I thought I had, and I really don't watch them that often. I do love watching 3D though, because it gives my TV that box effect. Now the TV I have that's 3D has active 3D glasses. And if you know anything about those, active versus passive, passive 3D glasses are the ones at the theater that you can pretty much steal and bring home and they'll work with your TV. Active glasses, though, have little shutters in them that open and close supposedly 60 times a second for each eye. Basically, when this eye is closed, this eye is open, and then like that, and it does that 60 times a second. Now that's to make your eye see each other frame, so you're getting 120 frames a second instead of 60. The biggest problem with that anyway is they're expensive glasses, and now they're becoming harder to find because my TV at this point is like 5 or 6 or maybe even more years old, which means I have an old TV and it's hard to find 3D glasses, and the people that I can watch a 3D movie with is very limited. 3 people. I have one for me, one for my wife, and one for my kid or a friend. Or have 2 friends over and have the wife and kid not watch it. So, at any rate, let's get to it. Let's start going down the list of 3D movies I have and count them off. Alright, first we're going to start with the Disney ones. Why the Disney ones? Because I have those on a separate shelf. Why? Not really sure. Just maybe it makes it easier to find them. But I've always put the Disney movies separate. By Disney, I mean anything Disney or Disney Pixar. So first one here is Brave. Brave is a really nice movie. I actually love this. The music especially I love in this. It had a different feel to me than most Pixar movies. This was, I'd almost say a more serious tone at a lot of points, but it was good. It was very good. Brave. You got the lenticular cover there, which I always love these lenticular covers you get on the 3Ds. And you only get that, of course, when it has a slipcover. So these are like, in the case of lenticular slipcovers, yeah, I do love these. Now, if somebody offered me 20 bucks for this, would I sell it? Yeah, because I don't see it anyway. It's on a shelf like this. But, Brave. Alright. Number 2. Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo, they used to put these sets out all the time over here. I feel like, and I know, well, actually, I know Disney's doing less 3D over here, but they say 3D's dead. Well, 3D's not dead in the rest of the world. 3D's dead over here because it wasn't pushed as much as it was in the rest of the world. I really think 3D needs to make a comeback. What I think would really get 4K going is 3D 4K movies, because most 4K movies aren't even mastered at 4K. They're mastered in 2000, 2K resolution, but they're put out and upscaled. But there you go. Finding Nemo. Definitely a good movie. Okay. The Good Dinosaur. This is pretty good. Haven't watched it yet. Saw trailers, and it's a pretty good movie. Entertaining, at most points in the trailer. Looks like it's about a caveman and a cave kid and a dinosaur who become buddies. But again, this is actually probably one of the very few movies I have in here of Disney that I have not watched. Disney movies get a lot of play in this house. And I gotta say, this one hopefully is gonna be really good. This one I did not get a slip with though. Ordered it through the Disney Movie Insiders, back before it was Disney Movie Insiders, back when it was the Disney Movie Rewards Club. And had a lot of points, but yeah, I do not have the slipcover for this one. But that's okay. I don't buy them for the slipcovers. Alright, now next one, I did actually find this for 50 cents at Salvation Army. This amazed me because then when I gave away or sold the other Lion King edition I had, but there you go, Lion King 3D Blu-ray set. No slipcover, unfortunately, but I did have the whole thing. Everything's in here. You get the 3D movie, you get the regular, so you got the 3D disc, you got the regular Blu-ray here, the DVD here, And even back when they still had the digital copies included as a separate disc. Next up, we have Monsters University. Now this one is a 3D set, but no lenticular cover, but kind of an embossed thing with Mike Wazowski taped up to the cover by our boy. What's the boy's name? Oh God, you guys are sitting there saying it's Sully. John Goodman. I knew John Goodman did the voice, but Sully, and then this is Billy Crystal's voice actor. But there you go, the Ultimate Collector's Edition of Monsters University. One of the other few I have not watched of Disney releases. Let me move where I'm sitting these. There are a lot of these, so I'm trying to make sure I don't pile them up too high. This is actually really cool how they did this. This is a really cool slipcover because part of it's embossed here, and then it's got a lenticular as well. So this part up here, the tangled and 3D are embossed. Disney is not, none of the other parts are, but up here the tangled 3D is embossed, and the rest of it's in the lenticular. So really cool. I don't know if the release is done overseas, over in Europe or anything, the 3D releases. If those get these cool slipcovers, I gotta say, you know, as far as slipcovers go, they are really, really neat. Alright, the rest of the, I think we got one more Disney release here, and then we're into the main releases. Alright, we got here Wreck-It Ralph Ultimate Collector's Edition. And this one, again, embossed logo. And even on this one, they embossed the Disney, but nothing else. So there you go. The Wreck-It Ralph embossed Ultimate Collector's Edition. Let's get through these movies that are non-Disney now. Now, that may be some Marvel films, maybe other things Disney owns now, because what does Disney not own? At times it feels like that. But here we go. We got The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, it does say on the back here that this is the best Spider-Man yet. At least that's a quote by somebody at Newsweek. At the time, I don't even know if at the time it was really the best Spider-Man. It was very well done. I mean, technology had advanced a lot, so they had that in their favor. And there was some cool advances to the suit and the look. It was good. Andrew Garfield, though, as as Peter Parker. I don't know if I bought him as much as Peter Parker. He was a little too debonair, you know, a little too suave. But this is a pretty nice packed release. You know, I can't say enough about 3D Blu-ray and how it's just sad that not as many movies, if any, these days are really released over here. And the prices when they have released them, in my opinion, are ridiculous. Anyway, continuing on, this is another Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Ouch, right? Ouch. I did not pay a lot of money for this. I had heard horrible things about it, and I will tell you, the movie is all over the place. If this is the one I'm thinking of, there was 4 different writers, and it shows. The tone of the movie's all over the place. They tried to do too much, and, you know, it doesn't work. This movie just did not work, and not really a recommended one. I have not watched it even in 3D. The time I watched it, I was watching it on non-3D television, but does not really work well. The 3D is supposedly really nice, though. It's supposedly really nice, which is why I got it. I think I might have paid $5 tops for that. Next one is Ant-Man, which was really cool looking in 3D. A really neat movie. Period, but with all the shrinking and stuff, a lot of pop-outs and such. Ant-Man. Next, we got the first of the Marvel's Avengers movies. Happen to be called Marvel's Avengers since there is that other TV series from Britain called The Avengers. But Marvel's Avengers, this is a nice Blu-ray release, very packed. This was when, you know, Marvel and Disney both were very proud of what they were doing and making sure they did a good job. nice lenticular cover with Iron Man there and his arm moving, and then a little bit of movement in the background, but explosions and such. Really, really nice lenticular cover on that one. Of course, that leads us to Age of Ultron, another one. This was cool because they did put this out in a red case, and Blu-ray in a red case, almost looks like an HD DVD, but not quite, not maroon, but a nice shiny red color. It was a nice release. It's not the best of the Avengers movies, but the 3D's good in it. 3D's good. And then this one was not released over here in 3D, Avengers Infinity War. So I actually had to get this one from Britain. So there you go. And you can see it says Blu-ray 3D also includes 2D Blu-ray in pack. So that's how I had to buy this one. Now, let me take a look here. I think, I don't know, but I think, yeah. Let me grab one here. There we go. Of course, you can't have Infinity War without Endgame. So I do have Avengers Endgame in Blu-ray 3D, just a normal blue case. Now, you may be saying, well, do you have a region-free player? No, but some movies, most Disney ones actually, and most Disney ones will play over here. I believe they're region-free, region 0, or region. Let me see if it says anything. But always check, and you can always go on the Blu-ray forums and ask people. There are ways to check out there. I think there's lists people have compiled, but a lot of European Disney releases play over here, and what's nice about that is they're cheaper. They're much cheaper than they are over here. I think they gouge the American market, honestly. Disney does. They gouge us for Blu-ray prices versus Europe. And the shipping does add in a little bit, but it still ends up being cheaper for some releases. All right, let's grab a new set here. Like I said, there are a lot of these. A lot. All right, next one. Captain America, the First Avenger. I found this. This was a found release at a... I believe I got this at a flea market, or I got this at, this might have been a Goodwill release, but I had not owned this movie, and then I found it in 3D, and I could not believe it. And I got it for a song and a dance. It was at least, it was $3 or less. So that was a really cool release. Captain America, First Avenger. And then we got one that's got embossing on a lot of it, which is nice. Captain America, the Winter Soldier release. I don't know if you could see the embossing. Probably not really. Embossing. Oh, there you go. If I do that with the ring light, you can see it. It's pretty cool. And then I do have the collector's edition of Civil War, or as I like to call it, Avengers 2.5, because it's a very much Avengers heavy movie. Very good though. Very good movie. I liked it. A lot of people I know don't like how Civil War played out in the movies. They wanted it to be a bigger thing, more character stuff. Look, there's only so much you can do in a movie, all right? This isn't a comic book where you can just draw the characters or draw the actors. You have to add these people in. If they were going to do it the way a lot of people want it, it'd be an animated version. And maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll do that in that What If series. But you can't really just do that with so many actors. You would like gridlock Hollywood. I don't know how you could do it with 200 different actors in it, Not to that level. This I found, I'm pretty sure I found this really cheap too. This might have been only a few bucks. But Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. So I have never watched this one. I watched the first one. I loved it actually. The weather machine that makes food, or the food machine, whatever it was called. But it was it's a good movie, the first one, and I imagine this one's going to be pretty funny. It's got some mini movies on it too, and it has the 2D version of the movie, 3D. So good stuff there. Move these down. Next one is, this is a just a one of those look at the ocean in 3D kind of things. Hunters and Hunted, Fascination, Coral Reef 3D. This was a Dollar Tree find, so definitely nothing extravagant there, But I like those kind of things, especially if I can get them for $1. I think I might have gotten this from my mother. I'm not sure how I got this one, but Despicable Me 2 in 3D. Definitely an entertaining movie. I like the Despicable Me movies. I'm gonna get my son watching them because I think that's more the intended audience. But Despicable Me 1 was good, and I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. But in the case that I haven't, it's still gonna be an entertaining thing to watch with my son. But Despicable Me 2. Do I even have Despicable Me 1? No, I don't even own Despicable Me 1 on Blu-ray. I do have 3 in there. I do have number 3. Alright, next set. We've got Doctor Who, The Day of the Doctor, the 50th anniversary special of Doctor Who. So this was really cool because you had 2 of the main Doctor Who actors at the time. David Tennant, who, in my opinion, is the best of the Doctor Who actors. And then you had Matt Smith, and you had another actor come on, and I think he was John, was it? Doesn't say here on the back. But it's entertaining. If you haven't seen this and are a Doctor Who fan, especially from the new series of 2005 and on, this was really well done. This was really well done, and this is the 3D release. Then I found this at Dollar Tree one day. Dark Water, Death in Heaven, another Doctor Who 2-pack. Two different specials or episodes, actually. And these were released to theaters in Britain. In England, I guess it's England. And when I saw these, I was like, wow. I was like, I have got to pick that up. Because that's very cool to find. Doctor Who in 3D on Blu-ray for $1. But yeah, it's actually a good 2-parter too. This was something me and my wife watched, and it was entertaining. It wasn't as good as we hoped it would be, but it was pretty entertaining for Goosebumps fans, and that is Goosebumps. Jack Black did a good job. I liked the story. I like where they went, the direction, and everything. Don't want to give anything away, but if you know the Goosebumps stories, it does help. It does help when you're watching this because you can go, oh, okay, yeah, I know that from blah blah blah, and entertaining. Now this is a weird packaging on this. Check this one out. It has and they kind of clip together, but it's a really weird packaging. I remember I thought when I got this, I was like, this has got to be a bootleg or something. But I think this is a real release because every time I've seen it at stores or anywhere else, this is how it looks. Just a very odd packaging. What else we got? We've got Gravity in 3D. Had tried to get my son watching this. Now, keep in mind, he's only 7. Tried to get my son watching this because he loves space. And I was trying to show him this crazy space movie because he loves adventure and action. He doesn't like talking parts. Well, this is a lot of action going on. Person trying to get back to Earth from outer space. Really, really entertaining if you like space movies. It's the visuals that I love, I guess. I wouldn't say it's action packed, but it's cool. It's few times my heart got racing for the main character, Sandra Bullock. So it's Sandra Bullock, George Clooney, Gravity, 3D. And then the movie I loved the most of the Marvel movies, and probably still do, in so many ways, is Guardians of the Galaxy. The original Guardians of the Galaxy is just such a great movie. I remember hearing so much about it and not thinking it was going to work real well, and thought it was going to be based off a different Guardians of the Galaxy iteration in the comics, but everybody thought this would make maybe like 75 million tops, and this just blew the doors off. And it just did amazing. It was like a Deadpool kind of thing where it was just so much more than they ever could have thought. And you didn't have the biggest named actors in the world, and that's why they had voice actors like Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper doing CG characters, because they needed those names in there. But at the end of the day, it's amazing because of James Gunn, in my opinion. Chris Pratt, the actors, not trying to take anything away from them, but what James Gunn did, the story they constructed for this and the directing, it was just amazing. The music in this, just how well it integrates to the movie. I love the soundtrack. Awesome Mix, Volume 1. Great soundtrack. Yes. Now, when Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, of course, Disney knew they could screw us. And they made it, if you want the 3D in America, you're going to have to buy a 4K Steelbook. And I did. I paid for it. It was a Best Buy exclusive. So this is the inside of it. And you can see all the Guardians behind the discs there. The outside says "Do Not Push," which, if you know the movie, it's a joke kind of from the movie. And it's embossed. A lot of it. Let me see if I can get that light going. Yeah, there you go. You can see the embossing on Groot and the button even. And I think the wires even have. Nope, the wires don't. But then there's some rivets here that do. And then on the back is just like the rest of the piece of tape that says "Do Not Push." But it was expensive, but it was well worth it. And it does come with the 4K. So it has a Blu-ray 3D, and the 4K disc in there. And yeah, you know, I was willing to pay for it, so, you know. Can't fault them for that, can we? No. Next, Harry Potter 3D and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This is a horrible 3D release. I've heard it's out of alignment. It's just a trash release. But at the time, I had all the other Harry Potter movies, but this one, and I was able to get the 3D Blu-ray set for a song and a dance. I think this was like $7. Probably most people out there are saying, that's still way too much. That's still way too much, man. This sucks. This sucks. But it does, but it still includes the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital copy. So the question is, why would I pay like double that for one without the 3D instead of getting the one with the 3D? I was trying to see if there's anything else in here. The digital copy code is in here, so I just took that out. But I mean, that was just stupid, the people who wouldn't pick it up. Yeah, it takes up a little more space on a shelf, but you get this cool lenticular, and I paid less. And then later on, I ended up getting it again in a set because I bought the 8-film Blu-ray set, you know. But is what it is. Didn't hurt. No one got hurt. Another Disney Movie Rewards, now Disney Movie Insiders release that I got, not release, but what I got through there is Iron Man 3. I had not owned Iron Man 3, and that's because I don't love it. It's okay. I have not seen it since the theater, so I definitely need to check this out again. But I wanted the 3D release of this, and I got it for a really good amount. It was only 2,000 points, which, yes, 2,000 points sounds like a lot, but my mom had like tens of thousands of points stored up that she wasn't using, and she gave me them. So thank you, Mom, if you're watching this. But I was able to get Iron Man 3 like that. Unfortunately, no slipcover, but, you know, like I said, I don't buy them for the slipcovers. Would have been cool to get, but didn't have to pay for it, and that movie does cost a lot in 3D on eBay and such. All right. This is the last of my ones, about 10 more releases, so hang in there, guys. We're almost at the finish line. And thank you for watching this. Definitely, if you're enjoying this, give a thumbs up. Tell me what you think my best 3D movie is that I own. And if you own any 3D movies, what's the title you like the most that you own? This movie I love. It gets a lot of hate, but I think it could have been a great series. Unfortunately, Disney kind of abandoned it. Back when it bought Lucasfilm, and that is John Carter. I know this thing tanked. The marketing sucked ass, but the movie is really entertaining. It's almost like a He-Man on Mars kind of deal. It's kind of how I saw it. Because he's on Mars, which has less gravity than Earth, so therefore he's stronger there and can jump higher and such. But John Carter 3D, if you have not seen John Carter, give it a try. Give it a try. They actually had, I believe, this was the first movie where Pixar tried to do 3D animation again before they owned ILM, and I think it was good. I think it was actually good. If you disagree, sue me. Yeah. Now here's a movie that everybody will say sucks, and I agree. I watched it. It did suck. but the 3D was cool in it, and that is Jupiter Ascending. It was a really cool visually. It was a cool movie. Story wise, it was a mess. It was all over the place at times, and the acting was not the best. But it's I like Mila Kunis, Channing Tatum, but got a cool lenticular. You're gonna start saying, "Well, it seems like you like these lenticulars, Jeremy." And yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. That's why I haven't tried to sell them, but I really should. I really should try to sell them. They're worth some money. Some of these movies. Jurassic Park 3D. Jurassic Park 3D, and this has it. And there's a little bit. There's a embossing. Let me give you the embossing effect. There you go. They got it all on the gate there, as you can see. And it's a good release. I have not gotten a chance to watch this yet. I want to show it to my son, but from what I've heard, the 3D is really awesome in this. Really awesome. Jurassic Park 3D. It's nice when they can take an old movie, add that 3D in, and it looks as good as any other movie today. Jurassic Park's one of those movies. Now, here's a movie that I was so disappointed in, and I picked up the same time I picked up Jurassic Park. Jurassic World 3D. Did not like the storyline. It's like they tried to recreate the first movie with more special effects, and it just fell flat. I didn't give a crap about the kids. You're supposed to, I guess, but they don't build them up. They don't build their characters. They don't build anybody's characters. It's just like you're supposed to hate this guy. You're supposed to like this guy. You're supposed to be worried about these two kids. Oh, here's a girl. Oh, this guy likes her. It doesn't build up to it. It just kind of dumps it right in your lap. Hey, here's all these cool special effects. Check this out. Isn't this awesome? It is cool looking, but it's shallow. It's shallow. It doesn't have that emotion to it. But there you go, Jurassic World 3D. Everybody got this cheap one Black Friday years ago. Target $7. The Lego Movie 3D. Enough said. Great movie though. I love the Lego movies. Lego movies are awesome. Great technology they built. Whoever came up with that idea, you did a good job. You did. Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. Lenticular cover. Really cool release. I love this movie. I cannot say enough about this. If you like Tom Cruise, even if you don't like Tom Cruise, if you like Emily Blunt, this is a great movie. Check it out, really. If you're into sci-fi, check it out. Live, Die, Repeat. There you go. It's a very shiny cover. This was really a cool release. I was unsure about picking this one up, but I did, and I couldn't have been more happy because this was cool. It's just, most of it's all out action. It really is. It's just a long, high-speed chase kind of thing. But Mad Max Fury Road 3D, really, really entertaining. You're just like, oh, over and over, just like, oh, ow. Crazy cool movie. Definitely has a different feel, but it's kind of like the end of the last Mad Max, what was that one? The Thunderdome, Beyond the Thunderdome. But those movies are pretty good. Those are pretty good. Lot of good movies. Who directed this? George Miller. Great job. Great job by director George Miller. All right. Pacific Rim 3D. Love this movie. I mean, giant mechs fighting Kaizo. I think they're Kaizos? Or are they? Kaiju, sorry. Kaizo is a different thing. But Kaiju. Big giant like Godzilla-like creatures and such. And, it's just a great action movie. You're not going to feel a lot of emotion for anybody, but you're going to be like, you are going to be like, whoa, that was cool. You got to have action movies where you can just shut off your brain. This is what somebody once told me. A movie where I can shut off my brain and just enjoy myself. And he's right. He's right. You got to have those kind of movies. All right. Paranormal 3D. Have not watched this, but looking forward to it. It looks like it's more of a Halloween-y movie, but you know, gotta check this one out someday. Paranormal 3D. Got this really cheap. If I remember, I got this one for $1 or $2. Now this I picked up a family video that was having a big sale, so this was like $1, but then they had it down to half of that, so it was like 50 cents, and that was Passengers. It's only the 3D disc in here, but that's fine. I 3D disc just alone, I can buy Passengers on Blu-ray and then just put the 3D disc in the case with it or something. But yeah, this was a family video release, which you can tell. Look at the side art. I mean, the side just says Passengers 3D. And then we got here Mila Jovovich, Resident Evil Retribution, and that's in 3D. You can see that it's got the lenticular and everything. So they had the real cover, and then they got the Blu-ray case here, and it only had the Blu-ray disc in it, you know. But hey, that's what happens when you buy things at Family Video, and that's what you expect. I mean, I opened it, I looked at it, I saw what I was getting, but 3D discs are, you know, getting those just alone. If you go on eBay, you're gonna pay like $5-10, and it's much nicer to pay, you know, $1 50 cents a buck and just get the 3D disc that way, and then just buy the regular release on Blu-ray at some point later. This is a twofer Blu-ray 3D set, and it has both movies in 3D and then both movies in regular Blu-ray. At least that's my understanding here. And that is Spy Kids 3D, the third one, and then Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D. And I gotta say, Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D, I love that movie. Spy Kids 3D, and I have not seen it yet, but I'm anticipating that being awesome too, because these movies are just, they're for kids, but they're just entertaining. They're just so entertaining. It's hard sometimes understanding why do I like that, but I did. I did like it. This was another one I imported from overseas because it wasn't released here, and that is Spider-Man Far From Home, the 3D release, I believe. Yes, the 3D release. Doesn't say that anywhere on this cover, except, oh, there we go, right there. Right there it does. This, again, I love 3D. I wanted it because they didn't release it here. There is some embossing on Spider-Man here. Let's see if we can get that going. This is a very matte finish, not very shiny, so it's not doing the shine as much. So, maybe, it doesn't really matter, but, all right. Final 3 discs. We got Thor limited edition 3D set with slip. It has embossing, as you can see, on the letters, on Thor himself. Even, I think, each piece of the chain mail, as you can see there. It's crazy. But this, with the slip and everything, was at Goodwill for $3, and I grabbed this the instant I saw it. I was like, oh my god. It's not my favorite of the Marvel movies. However, this is expensive to buy now, so, and you can't find it really anywhere. So, it was very, very cool find, and the disc was perfect and everything. A movie I like. I definitely like this. I don't love it, but I like it. I wish they had made the next part so that we could understand where the story was going, and that's Tron Legacy 3D. I wish they had told us, or let the story finish. I know there was an animated series that kind of went a little further, but I just wish they hadn't like just dropped everything they were doing sci-fi related Disney when they bought Star Wars. But I think they bought Star Wars because they wanted an established universe they knew was popular. Unfortunately, in my opinion, they drove the shit into the ground. Mandalorian's bringing it back though. Thank God for competent people who can actually write a competent story and, you know, build the universe more. Anyway, sorry, segued. Got lots of anger for that Kathleen Kennedy. Sucks. This is a Best Buy release I picked up for $20. I know people found this later, like really cheap at dollar stores, or maybe not even dollar stores, maybe it was Dollar Generals or something. But X-Men Days of Future Past, the Best Buy exclusive set, came with the 3D release, which is why I bought it. Kind of cool. here. You know, it has like the robot, you know, kind of release there. Let's see. There you go. So Sentinels. And the back, it has the Trask hologram, some symbols under it. But definitely, X-Men Days of Future Past was probably the last of the X-Men movies I actually enjoyed. Entertaining as this. I'm not gonna say entertaining as heck again. I buy movies, and I buy them sometimes sight unseen if I can get it cheap enough. If I'm gonna pay a lot of money, like a $20 movie, I know what I'm getting, or I've heard enough good things about from people I know I always agree with on movies. But that brings me to the end of my 3D movie collection as far as I'm aware. Those are all the ones that I know of that I have. Now, to end this out, I did just get something new in the mail that I ordered on Amazon yesterday. So let's take a look at what it is. It is Stargirl. Now, I have not seen this. This is still sealed. I have not opened this at all. I'm not going to return it because it was only $13.99. It's like a nice price for a TV series that's on the DC channel, as I like to call it, HBO Max, if you want to call it that. But let me know, is this good? Is Stargirl good? It has a good Rotten Tomatoes score, but is this entertaining? I like the Justice Society of America stuff. I like the character of Stargirl. So let me know, is this really good or not? Is this entertaining or not? Did I make a bad purchase or not? At any rate, that's it. That's what I see. That's what I got. I hope you enjoyed this look at my collection of 3D Blu-rays. Like I said, leave a like if you like this. Definitely subscribe. I got past 200 here by the end of 2020, and that was cool. I thank all my subscribers. I hope you guys have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, anything else. The one from Seinfeld that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, and I feel real stupid for that. But leave comments about what Blu-rays, 3D Blu-rays you like and own. Are you mad that Blu-ray 3D kind of died over here in America? Do you think it was ever really given a chance? Or do you think 4K TVs should start adding that instead of going to 8K? Make 4K 3D Blu-rays. I think that would be awesome. Ultra HD 3D Blu-ray. It's getting really hard and long to say these titles. We need shorter shit. Can we call it UHD 3D? Maybe. All right. At any rate, I'll see you guys. Thank you and goodbye.
There it was. DVD. Bingo.